and welcome to the 190th edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Liam, and I'm joined by my fellow Radiohead appreciator, Jaden.
Nice. I like that. It diversifies us. It shows that we're more than this label that Zach's had us trapped in for
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
Yeah.
We contain multitudes. Yeah,
Mm.
I had to find the common ground as well. I mean, I am a Hans Zimmer appreciator, but that would just be kind of that's Zach and your thing, so I
Mm.
couldn't step on your territory either.
No.
Um. Anyway, today we are doing Grosse Pointe Blank, poll-winning film out here. Um, and the synopsis reads: Mon Black. What?
Blank.
What? Why does the Google synopsis say black? It says Mon Black.
No, this was just saying it really weirdly throughout the film.
Yeah, Mont Blanc, thanks Google, a professional assassin accepts an assignment in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, where he also attends his 10-year high school reunion and learns that someone is out to kill him. Yeah, that kind of skips his motivation. He feels uneasy about his job,
Mm.
and so he decides to go to this reunion to, see if his life has taken a wrong path, kind of. Yeah.
You
Anyway,
should write all the synopsises from now on.
I know. What are they doing?
That Zach reads out.
Mon Black. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't rely on Google.
Mm.
Anyway, what did you think of this film, Jaden?
Um. I just want to start off by saying as well. Sorry. That there might be a shit ton of dead air this week because I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to go around editing around it. So who knows if this will even make the cut? Who knows how it will make the cut? But I just want to get viewers, listeners ready that this could be terrible. Um, uh, I the first thing that hit me with this film was like the cast. I was shocked. I was like, oh, dude, like Dan Aykroyd, Alan Arkin,
Yeah, they just kept showing up.
John and Joan and Minnie. I was like, sorry, but is John and Joan are they related or are they married? I should probably get that out of the way now.
I think they're brother and sister. Yeah, they were,
Bullshit, really.
they were also in High Fidelity together. So maybe that is just a thing they do. They just star in everything together.
Okay, yeah. Um, but yeah, like like that was the start of the fun, finding out the cast, and then I don't know, it just kept me going. I was expecting like last week when you said it was I don't know, every time I've learned information about this film, it feels like it's been like contrary. Like you're like it's a high school reunion thing, so I was like cool, but then you're like it's a hitman thing. I was like oh cool, and then you said it's a comedy. I was like oh awesome, but it really is a comedy. Like
Yeah,
it was funny to like beyond the point that I expected. And I really like the dialogue is all really quippy. I love the kind of '90s, aesthetic and talk and all that shit. Um, I think it's just surprisingly dialogue driven. Yeah, I don't know. That was quite a lot I liked about it.
yeah. Um, I'm pretty much on the same page. It's very quippy. It's you know, one of John Cusack's like most sardonic and just like darkly humoric characters, I guess. It is much more of a comedy um, than I expected.
Mm.
Like even more, like, it's even more so a comedy than an action movie or a drama. It balances those things pretty well. I think where the movie is like falters a bit is when it doesn't balance those things perfectly. But the comedy is pretty top notch. I think the casting is like pretty great, as you said. Everyone fits their role pretty perfectly, and yeah, I don't know. It's a funny movie. I don't know. I guess it's hard talking about funny movies because you just I don't know talk about the jokes. I guess, but
Yeah.
I think there's definitely more to this film. I think it is very 90s, as you said. The music is really great.
Well,
Um,
the music is '80s actually, so
It is 80s. That's true. It's very like because it's reminiscing on their high school
mm.
days. It's like their nostalgia.
Yeah, it's a really clever kind of audio motif they use.
Mm,
Very it's
very
very subtle to
subtle.
pick up on. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I guess one note I did write was that this is kind of like in the spirit of Pulp Fiction. It's like deconstructing the kind of hitman character, you know,
Mm.
like not in the way the killer does, but just like in the way that some of these 90 films did, and maybe Pulp Fiction started this. But yeah, that
Did
was
you
what.
see the did you see the cutout of Jules, Vincent, and Mia?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
made me
Okay.
think
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. And yeah, Mini Driver's there too. Yeah,
Mm.
she looked really young in this. Like I only really know her from Good Will Hunting and some stuff when she was older, but yeah, she was great.
Actually, in saying that, I thought John Cusack looked really old. Well, not really old, but he just looks older than 28.
Oh really?
Um, yeah. Is that actually how old he was?
I
Because
think.
I don't know.
Hmm.
But you know how people just age differently back then. You
Yeah,
know, like
but I think he has an older looking face.
mm,
You know, he has an aged face. He probably was older, but yeah. John Cusack, he's a funny case because he was really popular in the 90s and he kind of still was doing like big films in the early 2000s, but then he really dropped off kind of. You know, like you don't see him around anymore really. He started doing a lot of straight to DVD projects, you know, for the monies, and then he just kind of fucked off, I guess. Like you don't see him anymore, and he was like so popular. Um, and I think he's great. He's great in this. He's great in being John Malkovich and High Fidelity, but yeah, he just kind of disappeared. So rest in
yeah.
peace.
I'm actually not sure what I've like. I opened up his letterbox thing and like I was like, okay, I've seen you in a fair few, but I can't recall what they were now.
Did you watch that uh thing with Samuel L. Jackson or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
You seen that?
1408.
Yeah,
Yeah. 16
really.
Candles. 2012 apparently. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, I was surprised because I was looking. I was like, okay, you popped up quite a bit actually, but yeah, I was like, I don't really know if I can identify him. Stand by Me was a big one. I was like, I do not remember you in Stand by Me at all.
oh, he was the older brother, like the flashback scenes,
The older brother.
like the main character when he was a kid. I think his older brother, did he die or something? Yeah, and he was into like baseball, and they have that flashback scene where he gives him like a baseball ball or a bat or something, or his cap, isn't it? He gives him his cap.
Cat maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because he had the same last name as the main character. I was like, hold on. I was like, I just don't. I was like, is he the dad? I was like, did he change his name when he like? Is he the guy in the flash forward? I was like, dude.
nah, okay, no.
Yeah. Um.
Is this the ditto?
Yeah, this is the dead air. No, because John Cusack is never shown to be good at his job in the film. Just on your deconstructing the hitman kind of thing. We don't really see him
Really?
be successful. The first kill, he gets the first guy obviously, but then he fucks up the protection part. The second one that he's meant to look like a heart attack, he fucks up and has to shoot him. And then like with the third one, he just doesn't even go through with it, you know. And where he's consistently shown to be not a good hitman, you know.
Mm, I do agree with that. Well, no, I don't agree with. I mean, part of the premises of the film is that he's a bit off his game, and that's why he goes to the reunion. So
Mm.
I do agree with like the first hit, but the second one was a total accident, man. Like the way he turned over in his sleep, and then later on he was like, I feel like he was really quick on his feet when he was like fighting that the psycho no eyebrows guy, and he was always kind of
Mm.
looking around his shoulder. He just, I don't know, he felt good at his
Yeah,
job, but the evidence is kind of pointing to
he
the
just
contrary.
he felt wasteful though with the use of his weapons. You know?
Did he?
I do. How much did he shoot? That's just. I mean, like obviously, like it's a bit of fun, you know. It's just 90s
Uh,
action as well, but like, you know, I don't know. I thought there was something in the fact that he was never really like good or effective, or he's not shown to be.
yeah,
And
I
you know,
guess.
it probably is just you're thinking about him being off. Um, mm,
Yeah, I mean, I would still hire him, but no, he does screw up like the first two jobs.
And we're also told about him blowing up the millionaire's dog as well. You know, like there's another.
True, true. Yes,
Mm.
an unintentional killing right there. Yeah, I guess.
Um, I'll take it straight to the setting of Grosse Pointe. I guess,
Hmm.
and the people that we meet there. Um, because like we're told it's Detroit, isn't it? Like, don't they say that?
Yeah, yeah. But then they say
Yeah,
like Michigan later, don't they?
yeah, man, Detroit's in Michigan,
Is it? Okay.
I think. I should
Yeah,
fact check
no, you're right.
that. Yeah, so like I was like when we're told that he's going to his reunion, I was expecting it to be like the city setting, you know, the Detroit setting, but so like to kind of get placed into this like you know little cute quaint town that's quite small and intimate was an interesting change, and I think you know every moment that we spend with him back there seeing his town 10 years later through his eyes is quite fun. And as he meets this roster of characters that still inhabit there, is I think that's probably like some of the most fun in the film when he goes like on the real estate thing and like he's talking with that mate. I think every time he drops the fact that he's a contract killer, and you know like it's a simple joke and it happens often, but you know when no one believes him, they have a laugh. Um, like some of my favorite moments in the film kind of happen in that like first like you know 10-15 minutes of him like being reintroduced to the town.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, like his interactions with Jeremy Piven, his character, that were pretty great. The reminiscing with an old buddy and you know the seeing the security guy, seeing where everyone's like kind of ended up who still live in the town.
Mm.
Um, yeah, those are pretty great.
Yeah, I love the piss taking of the security guy, because like I don't know if you know, and I feel like you would know. I feel like people probably know a few in common of people that are like that. You know that I think like you know
Mm.
that think they have the authority, but they're just like you know they are just like kind of his role of
They think they're Richard Jewell, you know.
mm, yeah
Richard Jewell is that character basically.
yeah
Yeah. Um,
um, yeah. So that was a good kicker in that. Um,
yeah, yeah. Those early interactions are pretty funny. I found the film. I found the film at its probably at its funniest earlier on. I think. Um, Everything with yeah, reminiscing with all the old high school buddies and the phone calls with I forget what her name is in the film, like Joanne Cusack's character. Um, those are all great. The way she like switches between different callers, like she's like yelling. You know that scene where she's like yelling at someone for like not delivering something, and then she's like talking about making a soup or something.
Marcella or,
Marcel,
or
yeah.
Marcella.
Um, but yeah, she's. I think her usual bit is just yelling. You know, like like an angry kind of character. Like she does the same thing in High Fidelity. So I think, and I guess she's in Adam's Family Values as well, and she's kind of similar. But yeah, she was great in the film. Everyone was kind of I don't know, just perfectly cast for their comedic kind of personas, I guess. Even Eleanor Arkin as the therapist is just kind of perfect, you know.
Yeah, I loved Ellen's that, but like so that brings up the question of later on when he makes that final call to him, what's going on in his office?
Oh, well, he's just talking to a patient, isn't he?
Is he?
I think so.
Is it like maybe I probably should have watched that back like when I was watching it, but it just felt like there like it just seemed like like oh like okay I get okay, he's a psychiatrist, so maybe she was distressed, but like it seemed like she was like physically distressed, and it seemed like he was doing something bad. And I
Yeah,
was like, hold on, is that why he's been scared? Like you know, because you know, John drops a line
but
of, if I end up at your door, you've probably done something bad. So does Alan actually think like he has been caught doing something bad?
oh, that's a funny interpretation. I never even thought of that when I saw that. But I think no, no.
You just think it
I
was
think
a
she's
therapy
just
session?
distressed and
Okay,
not physically
yeah,
distressed.
I don't know. Yeah, it was just
That's funny though. Damn, I didn't think that. Um, hmm. What do you think of Dan Aykroyd? Aykroyd, he's pretty. He shows up every now and then. Was he in the Blues Brothers or something?
yeah,
Yeah,
Blues Brothers, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
it's quite a big guy. I like yeah, dude. Every time I see him on screen, it's a treat. I love him. Have you seen the Blues Brothers? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
kind
Oh,
of.
dude, no, you got to get on that. You can't just say yeah. It's a proper yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Um,
I saw it at my uncle's house once on like TV.
yeah. Um, I actually don't know what he's up to these days. Did he die? Maybe he died. I don't know. But yeah, he's a great comedic actor. So I don't know. I guess I was like once again like because like my expectations for the film were like expectations sorry for the film were like that it wasn't going to be like as funny as this. I thought he was going to have like a more like kind of restrained kind of thing, but like he is just. I think everything with him is gold. I think like the like every time like him and John meet and like they both like got their hands ready for the gun and they're kind of like constantly flinching. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
cracked,
that's cool.
I cracked up at that shit every time.
Mm. The film's like full of bits like that, and like him wanting to have a union. And I guess that goes into the kind of the idea of like the deconstruction of the hitman as a person. Like he's you know at the end of the day, it's just like a job like anything else, and it has these kind of um, casual considerations, I guess, or these financial considerations. But like their bit of like Dan Aykroyd wanting him to join his union was pretty hilarious too. Um, yeah.
Was that genuine? I just thought that was him shit talking just to get to him every time they meet.
No, I thought he had. I thought he had a real
Really?
union. Like,
No,
yeah,
okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think of the romance? What do you think of John Cusack and Minnie Driver's relationship? I liked Minnie Driver's character a lot. Um, she had some clapback. She had some. She had some. I don't know the word. Um, I don't want to. I have a word in my mind, but I don't want to.
Yeah. No. Say it. Say it.
No, that's alright.
No, say it.
She had clapback. She she
Yeah.
she she had a lot of clapback.
Shit zest. Shit spice. Come on, say it,
Zest.
man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Mm. What
Mm.
was yours? I'll cut it out. I try. I promise.
No, that's alright. I'll tell you later.
Okay. I quite like the romance. I thought it was quite believable up until the end. I think the whole like marriage thing and her going away with him was a bit much, but like it's a movie, so yeah, it's good. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, and I think it fits for the narrative is telling. And that's fine, but like um, I think everything about like what we're shown of her and him, I think it makes it easy to believe like them kind of just both jumping back into this romance and that it's both still alive after 10 years of non-communication. Yeah, it's like Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke.
Mm.
Yeah.
Full
Um,
sunset.
yeah. Um, yeah. I thought the romance was quite strong. I quite liked it.
Yeah, yeah. They had great chemistry, and like I do agree with you with the unbelievability later on because like her acting is so convincing when she like is shocked by the idea that he is a hitman.
Mm.
It's like it's not yeah, it's not totally believable that she'd kind of do a 180 and get with him right after. But yeah, you definitely felt that regret of that lost connection. Um, maybe maybe before sunset took the you know or took the line right from this film. Just copied it basically.
Mm. Yeah, I think Armitage has got a case against Linklater here.
Mm.
I think in saying that, like just with the people behind the camera, I think there was like four screenwriters
Yeah,
on
I
it,
was gonna say,
wasn't
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
think John was one of them, wasn't
yeah, I think it was John Cusack, and then there was John Cusack and his buddies, and then there was someone else who
he?
was
We
like,
got DV De Vincent who did High Fidelity, so you'll appreciate that.
okay, okay,
And
that
then
probably was one of his buddies.
we got Steve Pink who also did High Fidelity. Okay. And then Tom Yankovic who's done nothing.
Okay, yeah, that's the other guy. Yeah, because I think he was supposed to be like the proper screenwriter, and then John Cusack started writing, and then he kind of brought his friends in or something like that. But I think the fact that John Cusack did write part of this film goes to show that he really understands his comedic persona. He writes himself um, to his strengths, I guess, to his comedic strengths. Um, so yeah, that was interesting to note that he was writing. Something I really liked was specifically the convenience store shootout, and I guess the later the later kind of martial arts scene with this no eyebrows psycho guy, which is the guy who's trying to kill Martin Blank in the film. Um, there's like no lead up, there's no build up to these fights, and that's something I actually really liked because it just kind of comes out of nowhere. His job kind of just it kind of blinds him when he's not expecting it, I guess. Um, and I thought like both of these scenes were like the martial arts scene. I think was really great. Um, and even the convenience store scene, even though it was kind of a bit over comedic with like the guy, the cashier kind of playing his like video game or whatever. It kind of
Just playing Doom.
was he? Oh, was that
Yeah.
Doom? I thought it was
Yeah.
something like that. But that was still pretty great. Like that was still it was like guns ablaze type shit. It wasn't anything extra precise, but that was still a really great action scenes. Like the action scenes are sparse, but when they do come, they just kind of come out of nowhere, and they're really good. Um,
In the kindest way possible, it feels like a Family Guy cutaway.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I think I know what you mean. I'm not that experienced with Family Guy, but
Yeah.
I think I get what you mean.
Um, I disagree with the point about the I like with in terms of the Ultimate. Then yes, 100% it comes out of nowhere. But with the high school reunion, I think they build a reasonable amount of tension to get to it. And then like because
Yeah,
like
you see
we
it
show him
there.
like entering the venue and like taking the name tag, but then like even in that shot when he's like reaching into his locker, like it's just this like fixed, you know, it's this fixed perspective of like this long hallway, and I think like you're meant to feel like it build a tension the longer he's like stuck in there reaching in not looking, and I think like
Yeah,
you're meant to expect that he comes around, but he doesn't come around until he comes out of the locker. So like I think that one actually built tension like
yeah.
decently well.
There's some build up there, but I guess it's just it's not a traditional build up of tension. Like there's no like blaring music or anything. It's just done really kind of eloquently, I guess. Like really, um, yeah. It's pretty sparse in the things that in its like allusions to tension, I guess. But
Sure.
um, there is something there, yes.
Do you think there's anything in the story like what's the point of including his mum and her state, or is it just to kind of reinforce that his like non-communication for 10 years as to like this everything, or like is there something more?
Mm. Well, I think it's just that he has no like his name is Martin Blank, so like
Right.
to a certain extent, he doesn't have a history, like a family history, or he doesn't have like normal relationships or whatever. What was the line he has? My name's Martin Blank. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife. And if you pay me enough, I'll shoot you or something like that. He's devoid of connections.
Well, I thought that was just him coping for the for the upcoming reunion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but it was also real.
Right. Yeah.
It was a double commentary, a double meaning right
Yeah,
there.
it's funny that like I never even thought about the fact that he's blank. It's quite clever on John's part. Quite liked just the comedic fallout from that martial arts sequence as well, though as well. With his buddy coming along and helping him
Mm.
wrap up the body, just no questions asked until later. Um,
Yeah, that's pretty great. Here's okay. That's one like scene that makes me think that he was good at his job because like the way he cleans it up straight away, like he just knows exactly what to do. He gets the banners, He finds the nearest like place to dispense the body. He's a pro.
that was just the basement of the high school.
Yeah, I know, but like he knew where to go straight away. He knew what to do. It
Mm.
is a bit unrealistic that banner like cleared all the blood, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. Apart from that,
So how long was he doing it? Because he says different times, doesn't he? Like throughout, like when he's telling different people, he kind of the time skews, doesn't it? Like because like at one point it sounded like he was only been doing it for a year, but then it sounded like he was only doing
no, I
like
think
hitman specifically for a year. But before that, he was working for the government, and then before that,
no, I think he's pretty consistent. I think he's been doing it for 5 years. I think so. He was in the army, and then I think he was an assassin for the government.
yeah,
But then I think in the last year or a few years, he's been independent,
right,
doing it for himself. So I think he's been a
hmm,
hitman for like 5 years or something.
yeah.
Mm.
I quite liked his kind of monologue about being in the Gulf and just seeing the sea on fire, and that being beautiful. Like it was, I don't know. I think everything there, like the kind of juxtaposition between like his kind of one on one with with Mini Driver and the dad, and then like cut between like these kind of intense action. I think that was all great. But like I think its effectiveness really does come from the quality of the dialogue, um, the quality of the monologue getting from him in that kind of scene.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, and that kind of that whole scene is his kind of confession, I guess. It's finally understanding who the character is and like where he comes from, I guess. Um, you know, on his high school prom night, he just wanted to kill for some reason. They don't explain that, but he got the urge, and then he wanted to leave the girlfriend to kind of push her as far away as possible from his murderous instincts.
Mm.
It's interesting. It was a you know a it was an empathetic kind of um, you know pull away, I guess. Yeah. Um, yeah, and that was a good bit with the killing all the people at the same time. Um, Another scene where he's a good assassin. A good well, what would you call him in that scene? I don't know. Just a good
Combatant.
combatant. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, but I feel like it did get a bit much. And that was one part where maybe it wasn't balancing the relationship part and the comedy perfectly. Like it was kind of purely comedic or like one grand like bit, I guess,
Mm.
an extended bit. Um, but yeah, it was still a pretty decent climax. Like maybe the ending is the real part, the part that doesn't land the most, I guess. Like them kind of riding off into the sunset.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you do you think there's anything behind how each of the characters like they very much do feel like high schoolers? Like is that just do you think that's just to
Uh,
reinforce the 10 years of absence? But like like in having in having Minnie Driver's character be back at home in the same kind of childhood bedroom and all that shit. That's one very straightforward way. But then, just in the way that everyone acts, it's there's a lot of self consciousness that's typical of high school. There's a lot of kind of ego that's kind of typical of high school. Everyone feels like kind of a high school. It very much feels like a high school movie just played with 30-year-olds.
Yeah,
Do you
true.
think there's anything in that?
Yeah, probably because Joan Cusack's character. Oh, we established her name was what,
Marcelo.
Marcella. Um, she says like when she went to her reunion, it was like everyone had swelled, you know, which means everyone was the same as they was, but just kind of bigger. They did their kind of insecurities or their kind of, I don't know, issues, for lack of a better word, have just kind of gotten larger. Um,
Mm.
so I think there's something to that. I think it's partly a comedic thing, and um, maybe it's like maybe it's just a setting thing. Maybe when they re-enter the high school, they just kind of adapt their old personality, you know. But I guess
Yeah.
Jeremy Piven he's a bit like it's definitely more elevated later when he's actually at the reunion, but he's a bit he's a bit teenager, he's a bit adolescent earlier on, I guess, as well. So yeah, there probably is something to it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think like other high school like reunion products I've seen. Like there's an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where like I guess it does reinforce the same kind of trope where like they enter that high school and they fall back into like all the same kind of like
Oh, yeah.
stereotypes that we're told that they were in high school and shit like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's a true phenomena that this comedic bit is based off of.
Mm.
Perhaps we should go to the 5 year
What are you gonna
reunion
be?
to
Well,
find
yeah.
out.
What are you gonna be like what are
The
the
fucking prick. Yeah.
yeah, what are the lingering kind of personality traits that you've hidden that are gonna come back out
Yeah. I guess we can discuss that later in our
in that
answers.
question of the week? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I guess music's the other part of the film.
Yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say music. Yeah.
yeah. Nothing really makes me happier than hearing 99 Love Balloons by Nina. Um,
Oh
it's
yeah.
just such a good dance. It's just such a good song, and like, just makes you happy, man. Um, Loved hearing that, but loved hearing a lot of the songs throughout the film. Um, that kind of opening song, which I forget uh, exactly what it was at the moment, but it was very apt. I feel like everything was very appropriate, and just everything was very, very
Yeah.
fun.
So there was a ton of like popular songs in the '80s songs.
Mm,
There was stuff from The Cure, The Pixies. There was Blister in the Sun, which they played twice,
mm,
and Walk Like an Egyptian too. But they use the music really effectively. Like that 99 Love Balloon scene is also it's featured in that scene we talked about it earlier, where they're taking away the body, and it's
mm.
actually like a really hilarious juxtaposition, because it's like a slow, epic kind of song, and they're just kind of fumbling around, and um, as you said, it's kind of funny because like Jeremy Piven's friend is just kind of going along with it too. Uh, so yeah, they use the music really well, and yeah, I guess it's nostalgic for them as well, being from the '80s. So it fits into
Mm.
the high school reunion kind of theme, I guess.
What songs from 5 years ago do you think would be your soundtrack for this reunion coming up?
Oh, my soundtrack?
What was your 2019 like?
Shit, I have to look at my
Yeah, it's a lot easier to track these days. You doing Spotify. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. What would be the one for everyone though? What would be like one of the songs from back then that we kind of forgotten about?
Forgotten about?
You don't really forget about them because like
Yeah.
the radio they kind of play the same shit all the time. So
I don't know. I feel like later stages of high school was when I was like actively trying to get away from.
from the mainstream.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I don't know.
Probably some like Imagine Dragons thing or something. I don't know.
I Thunder probably would have been released about that time. Yeah,
Yeah.
bang. You know, I'd love to hear that in a film. Do you like Imagine Dragons?
Um, do I like them? No, not really.
No. Uh,
I couldn't tell if that was going to be like a D's nuts kind of joke.
well, yeah, I was hoping that you'd repeat it and then I'd say Imagine Dragon is not to be first.
Ah, sure.
Um,
I didn't
but
watch
no,
it.
like also because like they're they're the hotbed of discourse.
Are they?
Yeah, are they good? Are they bad? Are they overrated? Are they too popular for what they are?
Mm.
I actually I quite like them. Like I like I don't know. I can't say I've listened to their full discography, but like they've got quite a few bangers.
Yeah, I used to listen to Radioactive when I played Minecraft
Mm.
back in the day.
Oh,
And,
that's the classic. Yeah.
yeah, classic Minecraft like background music right there.
Mm.
Um,
Actually, have you heard the Radioactive with Kendrick Lamar?
no, I didn't even know
No.
that was a
Oh,
thing.
dude, there's a version where he's got a verse. Goes hard out, man. Give it a
Damn,
go.
does it go
Yeah,
nuclear?
goes nuclear.
Does it go radioactive?
Mm.
Um, oh yeah. I like how John Cusack's character always like looks behind him. And he doesn't in that scene in the recording booth. He doesn't like having the blinds open
Mm.
because he's so used to that kind of being like an opening to to see someone or to shoot someone in his job. So I like the way the job kind of affects his personality, I guess.
Um. Yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot of fun with that. Even like him like swapping positions, like even after like he's adjusted
Yeah,
everything, and then
yeah,
he does it again later at the restaurant booth.
true, true.
Actually, on that as well, I kind of like the NSA agents are like the last thing that we have kind of like the main characters that
Oh
we haven't
yeah,
brought up.
yeah,
I thought them being killed at the end was really weird because like it kind of like because like with like I don't know, it's still an impersonal killing to him, but like it's the fact that you kind of have these like traditional good guys, but then like I guess through the dialogue we're meant to feel like that they aren't good guys. So like, but still the killing of a government agent like kind of positions the audience in one way. So like, I don't know, I just thought it was an interesting choice to actually like outright kill him,
yeah.
and,
And
and what that says about the morality of the character, but at the as like an endpoint. But yeah,
yeah, they do like just outright kill them. Like they're in the middle of a gunfight and they just kind of stop to blast them out of the doors, which was kind of um yeah, I don't know. That's the thing about the morality and stuff because I don't know how deep that this film is actually interested in that. Like it feels
mm-hmm.
a little bit surface level. Like it feels like the main focus is the comedy, so it's hard to kind of read into that.
Yeah,
But they do have that they do have that line where they're like, we have to wait until the good guy is the bad guy, so we can become the good guy to shoot them.
yeah,
And I think that points at the kind of the moral grayness or the amorality in this kind of in this industry of like hitman killings. So yeah, I guess that's the deepest the film goes into that kind of thing. But um, you do also have John Cusack, like you do also have Blank later briefly talking about like what is civilization, what that kind of thing. He doesn't go into it.
oh yeah. When Minnie's like questioning him over like his like when she comes
Yeah,
to look at
like
him, yeah,
civilized people don't do that.
yeah.
He's like, what do you mean civilization? Like,
That felt like a very like a kind of Joker esque line of society.
yeah,
Mm.
it did a bit, and then she kind of cuts him off before he like goes into it. But yeah, um, they were funny though. Like the two NSA agents are pretty good. Hank Azira in that role, he was another perfectly cast kind of little bit there. So
Let me see if I know this people. Who'd you say?
Hank Azira, I think, or Zara or something. It was in Heat.
Oh yeah, I think. Oh
Oh,
wait, hold on. Was that him? Wait, what? Was he the hitman? Oh,
he was the NSA. Oh, Zaria.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry.
He was the one of the NSA agents.
And who was the other bloke?
K. Todd
Okay, Todd.
Freeman.
Oh, he was in. He's been in a few things.
Lemony
Not really. Not
Snicket's
big roles anyway.
a series of unfortunate events.
Oh, Hank Azaria was in Hop. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, he's pretty big. He's been in a few things.
Apparently, he voices someone in the Simpsons.
Yeah, it's Apu, isn't it? I think he
Is
voiced
it?
Apu. Yeah.
Ah, no, hold on. This says Mo.
Is it Mara? Oh, okay. Maybe.
Maybe he does both.
Why Hank Azaria won't play Apu on The Simpsons anymore? Which
Okay,
means
he does Mo, Chief Wiggum. He does a shit ton of them. Okay, yeah.
that's why he was so good on the phone. You know, when he was doing the call in, he was using his voice acting skills right there.
Did he call in or did his mate call in?
No, he called in.
No.
What did he say there? I didn't really get that. Like the yellow ribbon thing. He called him like a tough guy. He said, "Where's the yellow ribbon?" You know?
I don't know. I just thought that was him like
I don't know.
trying to like infer that that there's a deep past behind him. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, but
Like,
that
just trying to like secretly add him, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Play with him.
true. What else
Any
is
more notes from you?
honestly? I think I mentioned everything. I got John Cusack has a funny smiling face.
Oh yeah, actually, when he grabs the baby, that was peak as well.
Oh really?
Um, yeah, just him like back and forth with the baby. Like I thought it like cut to like a wide shot of him like dropping it like unexpectedly or some shit. But like no, I really liked how like he just instantly vibed with it. Um,
I
that
feel
was
like
really cool.
he was searching the baby's soul. You know, he was really trying to search like what?
Well, you see, I think he sees that the baby, like him, is also blank.
Yeah, a blank slate. True, true.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't really have much else. I have the effortlessly badass lines. It isn't me, which is like repeated a few times with different kind of meanings. You know, when he kills the second guy, and he says like, "Don't do it." You know, whatever I did, I will stop doing it. And he says, "It isn't me," and then that kind of morphs later on when he's found. When he's found when he's found that he's killed like the no eyebrows guy, he says that, and he says it in like other contexts. I think when his former house blows up and stuff.
Mm.
So that was a cool line, and no one chooses when. That was
Yeah, that's hard.
yeah, and he just kind of says it, and it's like there's no pretense to it. You know, that's what kind of makes it
Mm.
effortlessly badass, in my opinion. Um, yeah, I think I'm out of notes to be honest. Do you have anything else?
Nah, done. That's right. Did I get the verdicts?
Sure. Um, yeah, I'll give this film an 8 out of 10. I think it's really fun. Uh, you know, really quippy film. The action's pretty great when it's there. The drama's decent when it's there. It kind of fumbles a bit at the very end, but other than that, it's a pretty great time. And I think John Cusack in this role is just like perfectly cast. It's kind of everyone in this film is. I think it shows the kind of importance of casting. So yeah, 8 out of 10 from me.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. And like this is like an incredibly digestible film.
Mm,
Like,
mm.
I saw I saw like the letterbox comments like calling it like dad comedy and like Gen X and all that shit. I'm like, well, fuck if that's I mean, like it's good. I mean, like if you wanna label it as that, I'll take the label. Um,
Sure. Yeah.
but yeah, 8 out of 10 for me too.
Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Let me tell you, if we can do it, anyone can. And that's thanks to Zencaster. Like a lot of other podcasts out there, our show is recorded over the web every week. But trying to record a podcast with platforms like Zoom and Discord can be an audio quality disaster. I'm sure you've heard some of the podcasts I'm talking about with long delays, sound cutting in and out. It is not pleasant. Zencaster captures studio quality sound for all of your guests right from your web browser. Zencaster's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. And with Zencaster's all-in-one platform, you can create and distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations all in one place. Go to zencaster.com/pricing and use our code CinemaEffect to get 30% off your first month of any paid plan. That's zencaster.com/pricing with promo code CinemaEffect with an E for 30% off today. Feel a sense of Zen with Zencaster.
Righto, news. We watched a couple trailers.
We
Yeah, do you want to start off with either of them? Or, yeah.
Sure. Borderlands was interesting. I don't know. It looks alright. The aesthetic and environment looks alright. It looks a bit. The casting feels a bit awkward to me. I don't know how you feel about that, but like Kate Blanchett in that kind of role doesn't like jump out to me. But who knows? Maybe it'll work. I don't know.
I've never played Borderlands or any of like the spin-offs.
Yeah, neither.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I thought she was fun. I quite like the trailer in general. I thought like from all that I know of Borderlands, just being the images, I was like, this looks banging. I was like, dead on. Um,
Mm.
no, I thought the trailer was quite decent. Probably if not long. I think the trailer's really like too long to be honest. Um, I don't know. I think it honestly looks like it would be a successful, like like given the history of video game adaptations, and to me, from right now, it looks like this would be a successful one.
Yeah, I mean, you plop Kevin Hart in there, and it'll probably be, semi-successful, I guess.
Mm, true. And sales tickets.
Yeah. Um, and Boy Kills World. Boy Kills.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think of this?
I thought this was fantastic. This just came up on I was going through Twitter yesterday, and it just came up on my timeline, and I was just instantly fucking in it. I'm super keen for this film now. I think it's really funny. I think the action looks fantastic. It and like having recently watched Running Man, it feels like there's like a lot of ties to Running Man, like and like having like the mascots kill people and like on like national television and stuff like that. Like it's a very Running Man concept of where like you kind of have these like gladiators that hunt down the people that are in the show.
Okay.
So that looks like a lot of like that looks like a fun parallel to that. I love the voiceover. I love kind of the fun they have with that. I'm really keen for this. Like on yeah, very keen for this.
Cool. Yeah, I watched the trailer too. It was the only reason I brought up Monkey Man afterwards is because like it kind of they kind of feel similar in that they look really they look like really great like John Wickish type of like action, with a little bit of quirk, a little bit of twist to it,
Mm.
a little bit more like extra concept, I guess. So yeah, it looks decent. Skarsgård is great too, so I'm excited to see him in an action role. Yeah.
Is Sharlto Copley in both of those? Because like I saw that he was in the cast for Monkey Man, but was he also in the trailer for
Oh, the South African guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think I was looking that up earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Interesting. Liam, what have you been watching?
Um, I've been watching something really, strange for me to watch because I'm not like into sports usually, or especially American football. But Friday Night Lights. Have you heard of
Oh, dude,
this show?
I love the movie.
The movie? I didn't even
Yeah,
know that was a movie. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, the Kyle Chandler high school American football show. Um, yeah, it's pretty decent. It's this is potentially how I can get my sports fix. Just through watching these games because they're really tense games, and it's like this whole town is centered around the just the high school football game, and like every all the industry and kind of just the mood of the whole town is like fixed on this. It's like real life Sunderland till I die. You know that show?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
I thought that's what I thought you were gonna mention when you said that you were getting into your sports.
Oh well, I was thinking of mentioning it like last week or whatever because I did watch a bit of that.
Mm.
It like finished season one. But yeah, it's pretty great. It's Jesse Plemons actually came from here as well. This was
Ah.
like pre Breaking Bad. This was like his breakout thing. So
Mm.
um, yeah, I don't know. There's parts of the show I don't like kind of teen drama stuff. But I think the actual football part of it is is very great. It's very great, and the kind of relationships um, and pressure that people have. Like Kyle Chandler's like the head coach, and so he has pressure from like the mayor and like sponsors and just like the radio and just like the whole town. And there are these interesting like dynamics. Like this new quarterback comes in the first season, and he's kind of like really rude and he's just kind of an asshole. But like because he's so good, he like has to put him on, otherwise the whole town will kind of be against him and he'll lose his job. So it's kind of like the quarterback calls it an arranged marriage. So there's like moments like that in the show where you like really, I don't know, it has good commentary on this kind of relationship with him and the town, I guess. So yeah, it's a
Mm.
decent show. It did get cancelled later on, so it'll probably decline, but that's all right. We'll see how long it
Like
lasts.
what, one, 2 seasons in? Or?
There was like 5 seasons.
Yeah, but like, no, like where are you at?
Oh, I'm on like first season still. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't think it's a continuation of the movie. I think it's just like the same story just told again.
Oh really? Okay. Huh.
But yeah, definitely check out the movie at the when you finish with this. It's a lot of fun. And it's not like it's I don't know, I just love it. Hate American football, but yeah, I love the movie. Um, I speaking of things we hate, I watched the first episode of the Last Airbender remake. Um, and I can't like a few weeks ago. Did I say I was going to watch this or I was going to like avoid it or whatever? I can't recall.
I don't know.
I think Zach questioned me on it, and I said no, I'm absolutely not fucking watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand by that. I'm gonna watch the second episode just to see Maria Jung as Suki. But like after that, I don't need to watch the show. Um, it's poor. It's very poor. It looks poor. The I don't know, like what might seem like a small thing is actually like I feel like incredibly disrespectful to the material. In that, in the first 5 minutes, we have Aang flying, and like you're like, oh, Aang's flying. Like what does that matter? Like it does matter, especially given what comes far later in Legend of Korra season 3. Like it establishes how difficult flying is for airbenders. Only one airbender has ever flown before.
Really.
Yes. So like having that and like having that kind of just come in and just completely disrespect the law like that, like it felt like a punch in the face straight away. Um, but like beyond me being a sook about law, like it has the same like kind of shitty Netflix feel where everything's overlit, kind of just like just blur, and like the CGI for the backgrounds and like for the sets isn't very good, to be honest, and it just where it doesn't feel well integrated. It feels like a background. It doesn't feel like a landscape, um and like like how like when like like because I saw some other clips that they released during the week in lead up to it. It feels like they never don't feel like a stage. Like it feels like everything's on a stage, and like it's just I don't know, it just feels poor. I think the actor for Katara is actually quite decent from the first episode that I've seen, but like everyone else is pretty poor, and I think Gran is particularly miserable in the way that she kind of rocks up, delivers her cringe as line, delivers the show's opening about that like the four nations live in harmony once upon a time and all that. I don't know. It's like I'm not gonna watch it I'm not gonna be able to speak to its full quality. I can acknowledge that, but like it is bad at this point, and yeah,
Fair enough. Better than the movie though.
nah,
No.
nah,
Oh,
nah. I like M Night.
fair enough. I haven't seen the movie, so can't comment on that.
Actually, in saying that, I think I've shown the film plenty in the past, but like when I was younger, I actually quite liked the film. It wasn't until I recently rewatched it, like I don't know, I said recently, like 2-3 years ago, that I realized like it's actually poor.
But now you have a new, Last Airbender to hate. So
Yeah, the CGI for Appa looks great though. I will say that, but the bending CG isn't good, and I don't know, background CG and all the other shit isn't great.
what does Zach say? I can't.
Yeah, where last week we asked you,
Yeah,
how would you
last
feel
week.
about attending your 10-year high school reunion?
Yes. Um. Yeah. So Luke said, "Yeah, I'd do it. Odds on that I won't know the names of 50 to 80% of the people there, but it'll probably be a quiet 30 minutes meet and greet, and then we'll probably just do something with the few of us." Um, does that sound accurate to you, Jaden? That sounds.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. I think it'd be longer than 30 minutes. I think we'd. I think he particularly would be would attract attention
True.
from other people.
Andy said, I kind of remembered having this chat with a Sudanese friend, the person who redacted thought was the one who got arrested for stabbing someone a while ago, and we both said it was clearly something we'll never ever go to. Also, we just prefer not to really associate ourselves with that high school as much, but if any of you guys can convince me to go, I'd be happy to tag along. Damn, he's easily convinced. He just said he'd never ever go. The day would probably go something along what Dr. Luke said. Not sure why year 10 was chosen. That's rather too specific.
No, he thinks it's
He thinks
he
it's.
thinks we meant you to shit.
That's why I was smiling earlier, because
Yeah,
no, it's 10 year. Yeah, year 10 reunion, that would be. I don't think much people would turn up for that. I mean, there'd probably be 5 people in my class, but I'd have Zach, so that'd be much for me, I guess. That's rather too specific. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, missed the question a little bit there, Randy. Just that.
Oh, Zach had a response. Yeah. But that's okay. Zach said, "I'm with Dr. Luke. I'm all in on it. Please, no one screenshot this in case I chicken out. But if a group of us here were to go and take it on as a group, it would be fun to catch up with some people and judge the rest among ourselves. But I must say also, I certainly wouldn't go on my own. Also, I feel like the 5-year anniversary coming up isn't long enough yet." Yeah, I agree with that. It's exactly like a war veteran returning to the battlefield for a tour and reliving the trauma only a few years later. It must also be known it is I, Sir Zach, using Zach's account. Sekaz. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting text.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Two yeses and a no, but a no that is easily convinced to be yes.
I'm an actual no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a no, but if everyone goes, I'll maybe come. I'm a no. You know. I mean, it's just counterproductive for me. I spent too much of high school just avoiding people, so like, it doesn't really fit in with my plans.
How edgy of you, mate.
It's not edgy. It's just the truth, you know.
Yeah.
But what about you?
I honestly think I'd be a no as well. Like, I like. I love my high school experience. I'm very straightforward about that. Like I love going there. You know, I love the place. I love the people there. You know, like obviously like the majority of my friends are from there. Like I have no issue with high school the way that Andy seems to have. But then at the same time, like all the people I want to know from high school, I know.
Yeah,
There's a few people that like I would love to catch up with again, but like I feel like the setting of the reunion, I don't know. I just feel like it adds an awkwardness or a pretense to it. I don't know. Yeah. Honestly, it's an I don't know, but it's more likely to be a no than a yes. And also, apparently, I'm not part of the bloody email list anyway, so not
yeah.
getting the invite anyway. So you know, yeah.
They probably like spelt one letter wrong or something.
Honestly, dude, I remember being at grad and like, hey, sign up for this. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I did it. I never got anything from it.
Hmm. Um. Yeah, there'd probably be like one or two people I'd be interested in, but like not enough. You know, I don't have enough peripheral connections out here to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, have you seen like, because like they used to put like in like they used to put the anniversary photos in like in the college newspaper, not newspaper. What was it? The end of year book or whatever.
Yeah.
And like the turnout for the 5 year reunion was like tiny. It was like 7 people. Like every year it was like single digit numbers. I think like 20-25 years was probably like a decent turnout, but even then, like it was like, you know, we had a year level of 300, and like those photos did not have anywhere near that number. Like it was probably like close to 50 ish. So like even if you do go, like the chance of you running into people that you do want to see, like
Yeah. Exactly.
very minimal. Yeah.
True.
I know. Maybe if Spooky ends up with a job there, we can all just go one day. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of annoying. Yeah. Okay.
You
Uh,
want you want to take us out?
yeah. So next week we're doing Pompeii, which is a Paul W.S. Anderson film that's on Stan. We're gonna test Jaden's allegiance that Zach has kind of attached
Yeah.
to him because of the Resident Evil films. Um, and our question of the week is, what is your favorite movie that is generally not liked? You know, low rated, Letterboxd, IMDb, low ratings kind of movies, and you enjoy them despite their, the slant that they have. So, yeah, that's our question.
Mm.
And yeah, I guess that wraps it up.
Next week's film is available on what platform? Did you say?
Stan, I said that, Jen.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. You kind of threw me off because, like, you know, you skipped the thanks for listening part and you just went straight into the thing. I was like,
Oh yeah.
what's going on?
Am I not thankful? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I am thankful. Thank
You
you.
need to thank him. Come on, Zach. Like,
I'm just forgetful. I'm thankful.
okay.
I'm not unthankful. I'm just forgetful. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.